Alright, so in a medium sauce pot, I've got about 1.5 inches of water up to a full boil over high heat. To that, I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, good old Arm & Hammer. What the baking soda does is it helps make the eggs easier to peel later on. I don't quite understand the science of it, but it has something to do with the alkaloids from the baking soda getting in between the eggshell and the egg membrane. Alright, then I'm going to lower my eggs using a slotted spoon into the water, gently so they don't crack. The recipe I'm giving you can make a half dozen eggs easily, but I'm going to do just 4. I'm going to figure that I'll probably break one in the process of stuffing them. Now, as soon as they're in the water, I'm going to set my timer, 7 minutes. When the timer goes off, we'll see. See you in 7. Okay. Welcome to 7 minutes into the future. Alright, so, same slotted spoon, I'm going to grab those eggs out and drop them into a bowl of ice water I have ready. Just going to shock the eggs real quick. In kitchen terminology, shocking means stop it from cooking very, very rapidly. Alright, now we'll let them chill for just a minute or two. Alright, this is where things get a little delicate with the soft-boiled eggs over the hard-boiled eggs, peeling them. Alright, using a spoon, I'm going to tap the flat of it around there, all the way around. I'm going to start grabbing bits of shell. Create an opening, and if I'm lucky, I can feel perfect. I can feel that membrane start to separate. And then what I like to do with the spoon is take it and just sort of slide it under the shell and push away sections of it. I hope this is showing up okay on camera. If you do this right, just push away sections of the shell with a spoon, the egg should peel really nicely for you. Alright, one more time. Dry it off a bit. Tap it with the back of the spoon. Grab a section of shell, gently, try not to grab any egg, and get underneath that little membrane. And then just take the spoon, push out. Really, really easy. The baking soda in the cooking water makes this much simpler. It's not always 100% effective like that, but it improves your odds. Okay. We'll continue on to the next step. Alright, so here's my setup for assembling the Scotch eggs. As you can see, I've got my oil heating in a small sauce pot with a thermometer in there so I can keep an eye on the temperature. So let's get ready. Over here, I've got my peeled eggs. I've got my crab mixture, a bowl of flour, a bowl of beaten raw egg, a bowl of cornflake crumbs, and then a plate with some cornflake crumbs scattered across it. And if you're wondering about cornflake crumbs, it's quite simple. You can buy them in a store, you can find them anywhere. Got all those cornflake crumbs, real easy, pretty cheap. Alright, so you're going to get a little messy making this, but that's the nature of the beast. Okay, so first step, I'm going to grab some of the crab mixture, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten it out on my hand. So I'm making a big, relatively thin layer of this stuff, spreading it out. See, it's not too thick. It's sticking in my hand pretty well. I'm going to put it back over this way. Alright. Now once it's spread out nice and thin, I'm going to take one of my eggs, carefully set it in the center there, and then I'm just going to sort of close my hand and encase the egg. And then I'm going to roll it, try to keep it together, and flip it over. See how the egg mixture, the crab mixture, if you made it right, sticks to it. Okay. It's not super easy, but it will cooperate. And you kind of go around, you pinch it closed, so you seal the ball. You do not want a super thick layer of crab on there, because as you see, this thing is getting pretty big pretty quickly. So it's a nice thin layer of crab, completely encasing the egg. Then, pardon me, I'm going to sit this back. Alright, I'm going to take it, I'm going to roll this in the flour, real light and fast. Get a layer of flour over it. And then I'm going to roll it in the egg. The flour sticks to the crab meat, the egg sticks to the flour. And then, over here, into the cornflake crumbs. And then the cornflakes stick to the egg. And I roll it around real good. Make sure it's nice and coated. Kind of pat it, keep its shape. Make sure it's still nice and round, no holes. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to set that right on top of the plate. I set it on the cornflake crumbs so that any residual moisture that might come out of the crab mixture will seep down and it'll just be absorbed by the extra cornflake crumbs. Essentially what I'm doing is I'm keeping it from getting a wet spot in the cornflake crumbs on the bottom. Because if that happens, that wet spot is going to cook unevenly and burn in the fryer. Don't want that happening. So okay, once again, spread out nice and thin. Nice thin layer of that. Grab one of my eggs gently. Now remember, these are soft boiled, so they're a bit more delicate than hard boiled eggs. Hard boiled egg would make it easier, but I like the effect you get from the soft egg better. All right, grab it around that. I see. I should have washed my hand off because now it's sticking to me. All right, close. There we go. And just take it and mix. See, I got a hole there. Fix this part first. See, I'm so busy talking and filming, I should have rinsed off my hand in between batches. It would have been simpler. See? You learn something in the process. Okay, so still closing it up. That's doing good. Close up that hole, close up that hole. Beautiful. Okay. And in the flour, right around there, get it coated all the way over. Pat off the excess. And then, moving this over into the egg. Oops, missed a spot. All right, good. And then right away into the cornflake crumbs. Roll it around. Make sure it's coated on all sides. And once that's done, again, pat it, make sure it keeps its shape. Nice ball. See, I sort of formed a little hole there, but I just pinched it right closed. A little bit of cornflake crumbs, done. And then, once again, onto the plate. Okay? It's not all that hard, really, when you look at it. Okay, so my frying oil has reached 350. I've got a couple of these, and after I prepped them, they've been sitting in cornflake crumbs to keep any moist spots from appearing, and we're ready. So, grab one of them. I'm going to gently brush off any excess loose crumbs I can, and then, using a slotted spoon, I'm going to gently lower it into my frying oil. Nice. I should be able to handle two at a time in this. There you go. Beautiful. Alright. And unlike fish and chips or whatever, the weight of the egg kind of keeps these down, so they fry up really nice and evenly. I may reach in with a slotted spoon, give them one turn in the process, but it won't take much. And so, we'll see how long it takes. I'm guessing 3 or 4 minutes on these. But we'll take a look at them when they're done. Okay, welcome to 3 minutes into the future. Let's see what we got here. Oh, look at that color. A beautiful deep golden brown. I've got a bowl here that I've lined with paper towels I'm going to set these into. Let's grab up any of that excess oil coming off them. It's pretty much true of anything you deep fry. But look at that. Oh, it's gorgeous. Alright. Wow. We can stare at them all day, but I want to go try some of these. See how they taste. Alright, let's take a look at what we have here. So, if I did this right, ooh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Check this out. So what I've got here is a crispy outer shell, crab cake around the outside, and in the center a soft cooked egg. So rather than a dipping sauce, the egg is going to sort of act like the dipping sauce with a nice creamy yolk. Not too runny, it's not pouring out, but just nice and soft. And let's see what we got. Oh fuck yeah. That's perfect. The richness of the egg combined with that seafood sweetness of the crab is a great combination, and the crunch on the outside just completes the whole thing. This is good bar food, friends. I wish the boys back at Boxers could try this, because they'd be spinning in their bar stools so they could taste this stuff. Oh. Of course, to enjoy this properly, a Scotch egg needs to be enjoyed with a pint. That's what we're talking about. This is how you do happy hour baked and plate style, guys. Enjoy.